manage the Cathedral City Senior Center, and we're really excited to have you guys here tonight. This is a really big deal for us, and we're going to explain why. We're about to have a ribbon cutting and dedication for our new Richard G. and Ann K. Altman Craft Corner. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But to show what a big deal this is, I just want to recognize a few people that are here in the audience. Our Mayor, Mark Carnevale, is here. Our Mayor Pro Tem, Nancy Ross, is here. Council Member Raymond Gregory is here. Thank you. And Charlie McClendon, our City Manager. Thank you guys all for being here, appreciate it. And also want to recognize our board members that are here tonight. We have Luz Gonzalez, who is our board chair. Sue Townsley, our board secretary. Next to her is Shelley Kaplan, our board member. And then behind Stu is Tom Rudolph. They're all gathered today. Thank you guys for being here. And I also want to thank you all for being here. This is a really great turnout. We'd like to also thank Carrie from Nick's Catering, Nick's Bistro, for catering this event.
We work with a lot of caterers, and Carrie is the best. She makes it easy. Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you so much. And then also want to thank our volunteers. We could not do this. We've had some staff changes, staff shortages, I should say. Jeff and I are basically managing the center. But we couldn't put something like this together without our volunteers. So I want to thank Tom and Tom. Who else is here? Sharon is here volunteering. Debbie is here volunteering. Who else? Well, thank you guys so much for all your work. Thank you so much. Okay.
So I'm going to ask our board chair, who kind of made this all possible tonight, to come and say a few words about Richard.
Don't exaggerate it either.
All right, I'm done. Hello, everyone. My name is Luz Gonzalez. I am the board chair for the Senior Center. It is so wonderful to see all of you here. And yes, I know Richard. I've known Richard for a number of years now. And we all know how involved he is with the community. We all know how generous he is. But let me tell you, when we were approached about him making the donation of all of Ann's craft supplies, I thought, okay, yeah, there's going to be a few things that are going to be donated. When I actually went to look at all of the items that he had, I was absolutely blown away and absolutely said, yes, the Senior Center would be more than happy to take it because it will literally transform what we are able to do in the community, all of the added programs. And now we can do it really at no cost. It's not going to be an impact for the center. So Richard, there you are. Thank you so much. I cannot say enough. Thank you. It really does mean a lot, and it is going to be so great. I can't wait for everyone to see the room. I can't wait for the programs to actually happen. So from the bottom of our hearts, from the board of directors, thank you so much.
Thank you, Luz. We also have another board member who's known Richard for quite a while, Shelley Kaplan. Shelley?
Wait, Shelley.
Thanks, Deb. I've gotten to an age where I need to write things down. I can't do it extemporaneously anymore. I do hope everyone's going to take the time to take a look at the wonderful gift Richard and Ann have provided for the Senior Center, giving our members and community an opportunity to undertake a whole plethora of crafts. And I wanted to say Lishana Tova, to a very happy new year to Richard and to his family, and also to all the other Jewish members who might be here. I never had a chance to really know Ann, but I first met Richard about 10 years ago through our mutual friend and former city council member and former mayor and politician extraordinaire, Greg Pettis. When I was running for office in 2014 for city council, Greg worked with Richard, and I think this was Richard's idea, to be honest with you, to hold a candidate forum at the CCBC with the 7 of us who were actually running for city council that year. And then Greg and I would meet with Richard periodically to see how things were going. And Richard and Chris Parman and Alan and myself and a number of others would meet weekly to have lunch. Once the runway was built and opened at the CCBC, we were doing a regular weekly lunch on Wednesdays, although obviously the pandemic had an impact on that for a while. The runway was actually the first restaurant built from the ground up in Cathedral City in a couple of decades. It's quite an addition to the city, and that was Richard's idea too. There were a number of other people who joined us at the luncheon periodically. I saw Peter's here, Sue used to join us periodically, and other people. So Richard is what in the Jewish religion we call a mensch. He's someone who is a person of integrity, morality, dignity, and honor. And he's been an important presence in Cathedral City for almost 40 years. Before owning the CCBC and then the runway, he also owned the Palm Springs bowling alley, the Palm Springs Lanes, which of course is the only bowling alley at the west end of the valley. And trust me, as a result of his years of being in Cathedral City, he knows where all the bodies are buried. He knew every city council member. He knew the city managers. He knew the police chief. He knew the development managers. John's here too, right? I saw John somewhere. And he knew all the Chamber of Commerce members. So during all that time. So if you really want to know who did what, to whom, when, and why, Richard can tell you. Someday he'll hopefully write a book on the real history of Cathedral City. We tried to encourage him to. But he has regaled us with his anecdotes and bits of history from the moment we met him. He reads the business news every day, and he can tell you how the hotel industry is doing at any given moment. And he keeps on top of trends and innovations. He's been an ally to the LGBTQ community and one of its strongest supporters. In fact, he started the Cathedral City Gay Business Association 5 years ago to get the LGBT business community to work together to enhance its impact on the community. He was instrumental in building the Boys and Girls Club in Cathedral City, and in fact, he was president for 10 years during the 1990s. And he's been an active member of the Chamber of Commerce for many years. He's presently on the Chamber board with me. Now, as Richard has aged, as we all seem to have done, he's focusing on the senior center, and we appreciate that. I just want to close by saying that we really appreciate and value our friendship with Richard over the years, his sense of humor, his creativity, his interest, and his support for the Cathedral City business community. But tonight, we really want to recognize him and his generosity for the organizations such as the Boys and Girls Club and the Senior Center. And now, with the wonderful addition of the Richard and Ann have provided for this new crafts facility, which we're dedicating tonight. Not only is it a new year, but it would have been this evening the 59th anniversary of Richard and Ann's wedding. And so let's all celebrate with a cake. I want to take some.
So we're going to cut that and pass it around.
Okay, we'll cut the cake and pass it around in a little while. Who's on next?
Oh, that's me.
There you go.
Okay, I got my glasses on. Thanks, Shelley. Okay, so again, we're acknowledging this significant donation by Richard Altman in honor of his late wife Anne, the Richard G. and Ann K. Altman Craft Corner. This dedication, so this we basically have built a purpose-built space. We started from scratch. We reconfigured a room in the senior center specifically for this craft center. And it took a few people to do this. One of the people we want to recognize is Doug Schmidt, who I don't believe Doug is here tonight, but he was the architect of this craft corner. He did the design and the construction of the room. He took the furniture that Richard donated and incorporated it into a wonderful design, a wonderful space where people can come and do crafts and learn and yeah.
I spent Saturdays here with Doug, and
It's awesome.
we told him our original idea of stacking all the drawers to the ceiling. He said no, and he redesigned the space so that you'll see it shortly. You'll be impressed.
Yeah, and then in addition, Gary High, who was here tonight.
Yes, artist Gary High.
A great artist here. He actually visualized and created a mural that encompasses the entire room all around the wall. And it creates the atmosphere for creativity. And yeah, it's just a wonderful design, and it's going to be fun. People are going to enjoy being in that room, so you'll see that here in a second. But we want to talk a little bit about what this space is going to be used for. This donation is actually accelerating our arts and crafts program here at the Senior Center. It gives people a space to come and be, and to create and get out of the house, to avoid loneliness. We want to talk a little bit about, I know Jeff wanted to talk about Mario. We have you want to talk about Mario?
Yeah. Mario doesn't speak English. He's blind, and he created this as a thank you gift for Vic and me in our basket weaving class. This was a thank you because we had the Mexican embassy here for a week, and he was finally able to get his ID kit. He traveled to San Bernardino year after year religiously and was denied. So he got it here, he was thankful, and he gave us this. This is one of so many pieces of art that flow out of this place week after week. We have, 8 blind students? I can't tell you how many people are only Spanish speaking, and it's our most integrated class because we have people of every kind in Stripe. They're our fastest growing class, our arts classes. So we've got a great new arts committee led by Sue Townsley and Tom Rudolph right back here. And it's fantastic. This space will allow us to make art a part of everyday life. That's very important for our folks because seniors can not only learn a skill for life, but this is a skill that they can take everywhere with them. Our Deb, who is back here in the corner, who does a lot. What art classes you do, knitting, all that. She everywhere she
teaches
goes.
our crochet class. Yeah.
So
I want to talk about Debbie real quick too, because when you guys go in and look at that room, you're going to see how meticulous Anne was in terms of labeling every drawer. Every drawer had some different piece of craft, item in it, and it's wonderful. And so Debbie, who's in the back here, Debbie came to us after the Braille Institute closed down. And she comes here, I think she's just here just about every day. She teaches our crochet class and takes all sorts of other classes here. But she is volunteer. She has a Braille label maker, and she's volunteered to label every single drawer that Anne labeled in Braille. So our blind people are going to be able to access the crafts as well.
So one last thank you I want to make, and that is to the volunteer who made this happen. Nothing happens here without a volunteer to take the lead. And we have a volunteer who just had cleaned the whole place out. We were kind of junky. We're out of room in this building. And so he took the time to organize a cleanup day. We got clean, and then we came to him and said, we've just got a donation of thousands and thousands of items of art. Can we take it? And my whole staff and volunteers, they said, no way. We don't have the room. There's no storage. We can't do it. And this man said, well, maybe we can. And his name is David Banks. He's in the back corner there. David, wave. Thank you, David. So without David traveling to Richard's house and meeting with Richard and figuring out how to make this happen, we wouldn't have it. So thank you, David.
Awesome. All right, so Richard, we've been talking a lot about you for the last 15 minutes or so, and I know I'm done. No, I'm kidding. But is there anybody from the Altman family? Richard, would you want to say anything on this wonderful day in honor of Anne?
It's an honor for my wife. But I would like to thank you guys for the help that you gave me. And I also want to say, I got 2 more loads at my house, come get it.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
I think Mark wants to say a few words.
Mark, did you want to say anything? Is anybody else?
Before we go
Want
cut
to
the
say
ribbon,
anything?
any words?
Okay. Well, we do have a couple of things before we actually go. So here's the logistics of this ribbon cutting. The room is down the hall. We are going to ask the city council member, mayor, the city council, our board, and the Altman family to come with us first. We're going to do a ceremonial ribbon cutting.
And photo op for the
and
newspaper.
photo opportunity if it's going to be in the newspaper. And we'd like the rest of you guys to funnel in behind if you can. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit cramped with everybody. Or you can sit here and drink. We'll videotape it. You can see that. It's up to you. But before we do that, we'll do that in just a second. We do have several. We have 3 actually.
Well, the mayor will.
Dedications that we want to do. So the first one is from the city of Cathedral City. We'll have the mayor read this proclamation.
Raymond, Councilmember Gregory, Mayor Pro Tem Ross, come on up. Oh. Shelley, you're a hard act to follow. On council, you're always hard act to follow. You have council comments. But if you could just look around this room and see all the love in here, and it's all because of Richard Altman. And I've known Richard probably close to 40 years, and he's a stand-up guy. We've talked many lunches, we've been out a lot of time. You're very proud of your family, and it's all about legacy in your heart. And that's what about you build your business, you build it for your children, Eric and Jason, you build it for your grandchildren. And that is so important now. But just because of you, look what we did together right here in Cathedral City. All these gentlemen and ladies, volunteers, Vic and Jeff, who run this place here magnificently, they did it for you because you're a good citizen, you're a good entrepreneur in Cathedral City, and just a damn good guy. And I got to tell you, Richard, we've had a lot of good times together, you know, and Dick Shaw, he's back there too. I mean, you get those 2 guys together, forget about it. It's a crazy night. But anyway, I asked the Mayor Pro Tem to come up with me and Councilmember Gregory to say a few words as well. So please, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you very much. And I really appreciate what you said. Because I've had about 6 interactions with Richard, and 3 have gone well. That's all I'm saying. One time, I had to get somebody to drive me home. It was just one of those kinds of nights. But I've appreciated our friendship, and when we've been together, and how you are a person of positivity, and you really made the community, as apparently your wife did too, a greater place to be. Thank you so much for being a part of us.
So I don't think I could add a whole lot more. I've known Richard since, really in earnest, since I was running for city council. He's always been very supportive. And as has already been shared, he's been a pillar in our business community, in our nonprofit community, and our LGBT community. So Richard, we appreciate you for what you've done, what you'll continue to do here in Cathedral City. Thank you.
Thank you. Richard, come on up here.
Here's the check.
The check.
It's in the mail.
What we have here is a certificate of recognition, and I'm going to go ahead and read it if you don't mind. In recognition of the dedication and ribbon cutting ceremony of Richard G. and Ann K. Altman Craft Corner at Cathedral City Senior Center, this valuable addition to the center will have a lasting impact on our community and exhibits the Senior Center and dedication to enhancing the lives of our senior citizens. and represents an important step towards their vision of creating the 21st century for active living. Special recognition to given to Richard and G. Altman for his generous donation in honor of his late wife, Ann K. Altman, and that has made this craft corner possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Get a little higher so you can't see. No.
Much higher.
That's okay with me. We're gonna
So as we
rescue it.
wander into the craft corner, I'll just add that Assemblymember Wallace and Senator
Kelly Sierra, Joe.
have added their recognition to this
Thank you.
this afternoon.
Where's the check?
No check.
This is from the California State Senate.
Thank you.
Thank
What
you.
a guy. Okay, where we go up to?
Hey, I need lots of wine.
Okay. Jeff just turned the mic off on me. Okay, so now we're going to actually go do the ribbon cutting ceremony. So, Richard, you and your family, if you would go first. The Honorable Mayor and City Council members, if you would go next. And our board members, we're going to do a real quick photo op.
Hey, that you know, out of everybody in the room, I know you're the longest. So out of everybody in the room, I know you're the longest.
I'm just going to
Oh.
skip this on you real quick. It's just a mic. Thank you.
All right, thank
Just a
you.
bomb.
Be careful with those. He's already been circumcised.
Before we go in, we want to unveil the sign, the new sign for the room as well.
Brian, take my spot so you can get a picture of the sign.
Okay, so here is the sign for the new Richard and Ann Altman Craft Corner.
Nice. Classy.
Very nice.
Thank you.
All right. So Richard, you gonna cut your way in?
Who wants to wear it?
1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
Oh, look how nice it is.
Have you seen it? I mean, it's incredible. Doug did the cabinetry.
Well, no doubt, Doug always does such a
Yeah.
nice job.
I mean, look at that. Look at that, huh?
Oh,
Look at this. You're gonna do this in Braille. Very classy. Look at all this.
All these supplies.
Look at that. All kinds of papers. Wow.
And we have tons more in the back. We're going to rotate it through. We'll have every kind of class you can imagine.
You'll use it.
It's,
Absolutely.
it's a shame you can't put shelves up because it'd ruin the pictures.
Yeah, I
you
know,
know?
right?
Yeah.
No, we'll rotate it through. We'll have
Yeah.
every kind of class. Okay, so we're going to do a ribbon cutting right here for the newspaper. So that we need the mayor.
Nancy,
Yes. Sorry, this was a surprise, I was talking.
that's not normal. Who, Nancy,
Just trying to figure
talking?
who has a door that says, please do not use this door.
Right?
I'm just holding to get him back to him.
Okay, this one's for the Desert Sun. They're going to put this in 2 days.
Nice.
Okay, ready? Ready for you. Okay.
Go cat, cat.
All right, cut. Got to cut.
Time.
I was going to walk next.
Hey! Let me have these before you hurt somebody.
Okay, we did it. Wow.
Good job.
Oh, thank you, Sue. Thank you. Hey, Bob.
I'm gonna steal.
Oh,
it
yeah.
back. You'll go home with it.
Hey, can I ask you a picture of just our family?
Yeah, of course, of course. Of course. Yes. You bet.
That's very clever, very funny.
I just want to take a family shot.
Stay there.
Stay there. You don't have the scissors anymore, right?
Yeah. It'll take 2 extras.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Come on, hold on, come on.
Take a picture of all of us.
No problem.
You know, I was curious how they had it set up. I kind of like the drawers though.
Do you want to be with your dad?
You go.
I just like no one sure where to go.
Where'd you disappear? So we need some more pictures.
Down farther?
This is good. We're good. Let's just like that.
Just no.
I'll go by
You ready?
I was just.
Looking right here.
Sister, wife.
Everybody up here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm taking about 5 of them, and then I'm going to take another set from here. Okay, ready?
That's very cute.
Perfect. Thank you. And this is yours?
Yeah, I agree. Both of them in that sign. Down.
Oh, I haven't seen a picture. How are you, too?
I'm good, how are you? Aren't you the man today, huh?
I'm always the
You're
man.
the big shit, huh?
I'm always the
Big shit.
I can't believe this.
Starting process, but this.
Does not have that easy.
Yeah, right?
This is a window.
What a gorgeous mural, right? The mural is amazing. Eric, this work, the mural is amazing. It's really gorgeous.
You going up?
Yep.
Terry? Oh, my pleasure.
Hi, Terry Gray. Pleasure.
Look at this, even the little, the little library for them. Oh, my lord,
Isn't that amazing?
that's gorgeous. That's something you don't.
Custom made woodwork too.
Oh,
We're getting a lot more spectacles all the time. And then
so
coming in, things that are. So, you can't say to them, you folks are live.
They did a good job.
Shop for them.
They did a really good job with doing this. I remember when I packed all this stuff up. And it was wrong.
ASL for orange, ASL for.
I like how they got it.
You had all this stuff up?
Yeah, all these are for scrapbooking. All this stuff here.
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's all for scrapbooking. Yeah, see, everything here is for scrapbooking, and Anne had every single one of the labels. Anne had everything labeled, and when I packed up all this stuff, I put them in drawers, so they could know what everything was. Yeah. So everything's more labeled and labeled to the point where everything was sorted out and categorized, where they had to go through everything and recategorize it.